Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. As I'm sure you can guess from the title, this is going to be a quick overview of gloves I've worn for 2017. See, there's quite a few of them. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of each glove, what I liked, what I didn't like, where I got them, what I changed in them again, just the price I paid for them and things. So just, get ready for it. I'll start at the top left. This is quite a new brand here, Peak. It's my first pair of gloves for them. Obviously, Tim Krul is kind of their main endorsee. I wanted to try them with a while, and they had a good sale on there over Christmas, so I bit the bullet and got a pair. Mixed feelings about them so far. I haven't actually worn them yet to give a comment on performance, but like they don't fit what I was expecting. I'm normally a size 9 and everything, and these are quite baggy, and the thumb is the main drawback for me. It feels kind of unfinished. It looks quite wide there, and it's quite roomy. If it was wrapped over, I think it would really finish off the glove. The other thing that I'm not overly keen on is the strap, the way it finishes. It doesn't finish properly on my wrist. I have quite thick wrists, and it still kind of doesn't sit right. It kind of wraps around to the back part of my wrist. It almost finishes here on me. I'm finding it quite annoying at the minute. I find I have to tape my wrists, so that isn't happening, which isn't something I particularly like doing. And they arrived as is in this condition with the scuffs and marks all over them. I'm thinking about sending them back. I know it'll just wash off when I pre-wash them, but when you're paying for gloves, they should be in perfect condition, really. So I'm thinking about sending them back. I'll see. The fit on them is just a bit irritating also. They're fine, like I can wear them, but I kind of like a snug glove, and they don't do half size, is just the problem. I'd buy these in an 8.5, no problem. I'm sure they'd be fine, but I just have a little bit of room on the fingertips at the end of them. But if they did them in an 8.5, I'm sure they'd be perfect. But Tim Krul apparently had a large part to play in this, and he seems to prefer kind of a baggier style glove, so maybe that's why. But as for performance, I can't really say. I've only heard good things about performance, to be fair, so I'm sure they'll be fine. I might do an individual review of them when I eventually get around to wearing them. So yeah, that's those. Really like the colourway on them though. It actually matches my club kit perfectly as well, which is nice. Second pair here are a pair of F lines based on the Roush Peter Schmeichel glove from years back. Bit of controversy over this glove, but I'm very happy with them. I probably should have taken them out of the packet before I started, but from first impressions, they seem brilliant. The materials used and everything F-Line have put into them are absolutely quality. I wish more manufacturers would use this smooth latex backhand. I had another pair of F-Lines a few years ago in like an Irish colourway, and they were amazing with quartzite latex on them, or graphite maybe. But yeah, brilliant. The neoprene, everything. The thumb is one of my favourite things on them too. It's like kind of a Shea Given style thumb from his Puma SMU, so I really love them. Haven't worn them yet. Will be wearing them tonight. Maybe I'll see what they're like. Might pre-wash them. Next, then I have two pairs of One gloves. This pair, quite an old pair now. I kind of worn them from 2016 into 2017, but I really like them. The highlight cut they call them. This is actually my second or third pair of them, I'd say. But I really like them. Love the cut in them. Normally always wear negative cut gloves, but like experimenting here and there. But really impressed with them. Great build quality, everything. No complaints with them at all. I wouldn't have changed a thing on them really. To be fair, very good. This glove then is the MCG. Oh god, name's gone for me. I wore them last night now, so they're a bit dirty. They needed pre-wash. But great gloves as well. Didn't buy them directly off One Glove. Got them second hand, but really liked them. The backhand material is nice. It does it's designed to keep it's water repellent, and it actually does work, to be fair. Normally a lot of these things on gloves are kind of gimmicky, but quite impressed with them, to be fair. Not the biggest fan of flat palm gloves, and I actually don't like the colorway of their negative cut gloves. The white ones are nice, but I'm not a fan of Giga Palms, so I just kind of stayed away from them. But yeah, they're doing some good things, in fairness. One Glove, no real complaints with them. The liquor proof is the material used on the backhand, and actually does work, to be fair. So yeah, kind of impressed with them. If I could get this colourway in a negative cut, I would have probably bought more of them. They were good, in fairness. Only use them in the dry though is one thing. I've heard that they're not the best in the wet, so I would like to test another pair of that. These are a bit knackered now at the minute, so I probably won't get around to doing that. But yeah, overall, pretty good in fairness. Size 9 was fine as well. Next up, pair of Pumas. Don't buy too many pairs of Puma gloves. Don't really have a reason for that, just kind of don't. But these ones, I really like the colourway of them, so I just took a gamble. And mixed impressions is what I would say. Really like the look of them. They're very good in fairness, but the fit is just a bit off. Typically a size 9. I bought these in an 8.5 knowing that they fitted a bit large. Could maybe have dropped even to an 8 in them. I probably wouldn't, but I could have. The other thing on them is Puma thumbs always leave me down. I don't know why they haven't kind of fixed it over the years. A lot of them don't even have the wrap on here, but I would like this to be a bit more tapered here. It just fits a bit baggy. It doesn't seem right. The other thing I don't like is the strap. It sits like this on me when I'm wearing it, which is quite irritating. You know, I actually thought about cutting it to there, so it actually sat right, and stitching it up again, but I never bothered. You see a lot of the pros change their wrist strap to the plain latex one going all the way around. That'd be an excellent feature on them. And the latex itself was good in the dry. I use these in pre-season for training. It was good in the dry, but any bit of wetness and I didn't fully trust it. There is a pair on Keeper Sport in a black colourway with Puma's graphite pan, which is supposed to be amazing. I really want to try it. I just haven't got around to it yet. And I'm considering buying this glove in the graphite latex. I had a couple of pairs of Shea Given SMUs a few years ago, which is the latex he used on them. I absolutely love them. So I may do that and get them with the graphite latex, and I think I get on a lot better with them. But mixed opinions on them, to be honest, at the minute. Next pair of gloves I have up are just these Cell Sports. Got these quite cheap. Cell Sports, kind of a forgotten brand. They used to be quite prominent in the industry, but kind of after falling away at the wayside a small bit, much to their own doing really with their pricing, unfortunately. Got these for £20 I think, but their recommended retail price is £70, and I don't know where they're getting that valuation from. Like, it's a standard enough glove with Gigapalm. It's decent, nothing special, but like the pricing on the gloves is just out of this world, to be honest, at the minute, as for all brands. But I just don't get where they're justifying the price on this, to be honest, at the minute. And the performance isn't spectacular. I've only worn this 3 or 4 times and I'm not exactly itching to wear them again, to be honest. The thumb, everything about it is just off. It feels like it was stitched on after the rest of the glove was made. I actually would like the idea of this under wrap here, but it just does not fit right at all. The thumb feels like twisted. It feels almost like this when you're wearing it, like pulled back against you. It doesn't kind of sit right on the ball when you catch it. So yeah, not exactly blown away by these, to be honest. I like the classic look of them. Cell Sports gloves do it for me on looks, but not on performance, fortunately. Lucky I didn't pay too much for them, but yeah, hopefully they kind of sort out the few flaws they have in the next couple of ranges and go back to basics almost with them. Next pair of gloves up are a pair of Kenny Arthur's Lofts Kaz, or KAs, not even sure which one it is, but really impressed with them. But didn't buy these off of Ka directly. I got them secondhand again. They're a bit bulky for me personally, but that's not really a fault on the glove. I like quite a lightweight glove, but I've worn them tons and tons and tons, and they have been brilliant. I have worn them in the worst of the worst conditions in training, and they have held up better than nearly any glove possibly could. Hybrid cutting them, I actually don't mind it. Didn't think I would. I got these very cheap. It's the only reason I took a punt on them, and I have been so impressed by them. I probably will buy a pair of the negative cut versions just because that's more my spec. The back end is just a bit meaty for me personally. I really like a really lightweight glove, like a second skin type feel, which this isn't, which isn't really a knock on them. But yeah, absolutely very impressed by them. Size 9 again, fine. I've no complaints at all with the glove really, other than if I get a negative cut, I'd say this would be one of my preferred gloves. The latex was outstanding, absolutely amazing in fairness. You can tell that they're made by a Goalkeeper, properly designed to proper specifications. Next pair, a pair of HOs. Got these for €10. €10. Couldn't turn them down. They're a size 9. They're actually pretty decent, but they're just too big for me. I would get them in. My fingers are sitting about there on the fingers. I only wore them once or twice, and they were pretty decent in fairness. I'll probably chuck them up on eBay or something, as I will with a lot of these gloves. Unfortunately, to make room for new ones. But yeah, they're pretty decent. I'm not a fan of roll fingers at all, but wore them and trained a good few times, and they were pretty good in fairness. Next pair, badly need a wash. Wore them a few days ago. Pair of Precisions. Negative rolls. Don't have too many of these gloves. Wore them a few days ago. I only wear them on AstroTurf just for training. Really like them though. The fit is amazing, and I love the thumb latex here, and I also like the latex cutouts on the tips of the fingers. It gives it a really nice fit. But yeah, they're decent gloves. I just wish on all Precision gloves they put a better quality strap on them. That strap looks like it's from a £10 Sports Direct glove. You know, and the performance and the looks of the gloves, they don't leave anything wanting, except I just don't like the strap on any of their gloves, to be honest. But yeah, latex is decent. They are after, I don't know how well that's coming out on the camera now, but they are after pinching there, unfortunately. But I have worn them a good bit, so you know, no real complaints. But yeah, really like them. Size 9 again, perfect, really snug fit, really like them. So yeah, it's them. And then moving on to my Adidas gloves. I have 6 pairs of them here. I've probably had about 16, I'd say. Some of them have been sold on. These gloves are a bit Marmite to people. Some people love them, some people hate them. Almost including myself, but I got through a phase of playing really well in them and I didn't want to change, so I kept picking them up. These roll finger ones here were actually the first ones I got them very cheap on eBay. Said I tried them, didn't even particularly like them. The latex is different than the negative cut ones. Big thing I didn't like is the thumb here. Much like I was talking about in the Puma ones, it feels unfinished. Your thumb feels exposed almost here. If they just wrapped it over, I think it would really make the glove an awful lot better. But yeah, I actually love the look of these, particularly the red colorway, kind of a Predator style, traditional Predator style colorway. But yeah, I've had a lot of pairs of them. Build quality, you know, it's not the best. I think a lot of the gloves I've had are ripped in this exact spot. They are quite lightweight. The strap, if I could get one of the latex ones again, like the pros have, I'd really change all of them probably. And I'm not sure what you call the rubber bits here. I suppose rubber bits is what you call them. They have flaked away on a lot of them, and a lot of people are saying that the Adidas letters here and the Adidas symbol were falling off on theirs. I didn't particularly have that problem, but a lot of other people did. The colorways are very good again after splitting there, and this one, I think it's on this one too. Oh, there's this one. Yeah, this one here. It's after splitting again. I think it's happening on these ones too. But yeah, Climb and Warms. You know, Adidas say a lot of things about their gloves. The Climb Warms doesn't really help. They were a bit heavier, I suppose, which is something I preferred. Like the stealthy look of them as well. But the latex is why I actually like these gloves. They held up in all conditions, to be fair. All pairs of them. Would probably be tempted eventually to get the new range, but if anyone does know somewhere where I could get latex straps, you know, like you'd see some of the professionals wearing like the Carius kind of style ones, or Catfish Michael is now in them, I'd be very much appreciative, because I kind of want to change them on the new ones if I do decide to get them. And moving on then to my current match gloves, 3 pairs of New Balances here. Did not think I would like these gloves. Just bought them because they were Catfish Michael SMUs and I was interested by them. These are my first pair here on the right. Absolutely love them. Wouldn't change a thing on them really. I wore these a couple of days ago now and they need to be washed again. I'm really bad for doing that at the minute, but I absolutely love the latex on them. It is amazing in all conditions. It's like a 9 out of 10 in the dry and the wet, which is what I want. And they just leave nothing wanting. I do like a lightweight glove, which is what they are. They would not suit everyone. I would agree with that. You know, I know a lot of people do not like them, but they suit me perfectly. A couple of things I've said about straps and stuff being overhanging, I don't like. This one is, I don't think it's too short, but some people do. I actually really like it. But the thumb is something I did not think I would like. it kind of reminds me of like cheaper gloves, you know, like a cheaper Sells gloves from years past or something. But not focusing great there now. But this kind of latex or material here, I did not think I would like it, but absolutely love it. The thumb seems to just fit better than other thumbs as well, which is something I really like. But the latex is just quality. I'm thinking about making my own SMU from an independent brand with this latex on it, because it's just quality. I can't see myself changing for a long time out of it. Yeah, so they've been brilliant, to be fair. Quite good value as well. You pick up some good deals on them. Didn't pay over £25 for any of these, so very happy with that. Next in line, I actually hope they keep making these, even though Casper Schmeichel has now left New Balance, which is kind of a problem for me because I really like them. A red colourway would be nice, maybe in that. Next up is I have 2 pairs of Nikes. I'm not the biggest fan of Nike gloves. I had a couple of pair of the negatives a few years ago. Really liked them. Haven't been in them in a while, but got these for so cheap. I think I got these for 99 cent on eBay. Never wore them, just bought them because they were so cheap. They feel terrible, to be honest, putting them on. They're so ill-fitting, but they have the Profi latex on them, which is actually just basically why I got them. Strap is also awful, and as is the colourway nearly too. But I just want to see what the latex was like. Eventually I said I will wear it, but I haven't got around to it. They're 9.5, so they're actually too big for me as well. If anyone wants them, leave a message. I'd be willing to sell them for practically nothing. But yeah, they're just ill-fitting, so I can't see myself ever wearing them. So yeah, that's them. Hopefully the latex is good though. It's kind of basically the only reason I bought them. And then I have a pair of standard retail VG3s. I have 2 more pairs of the Pro versions of these, but sold them on. Love the colourway on these when they first came out. It's kind of after running a bit on these. I wore them a lot in AstroTurf, which is something I noticed. The colours ran down from here into the glove. But yeah, no big deal. Another thing is, if anyone knows where I could get some of these Pro issue bags, I would really appreciate it. I don't really like glove packets that you get with the gloves. I find them a bit awkward. But I love these, but I can't source them somewhere. Probably on Amazon if I really look, for eBay or somewhere. If anyone knows, leave a link in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. And moving on then, gloves I wore at the start of the 2017-28 season were all Sells predominantly. I have 4 pairs of the initial colourway of the negative cuts. Really like them. As you know what you're getting with Sells. In fairness, they're quality build material. All the best latex is used, all the best materials in the manufacturing used. Got very good wear out of every one of these. The attention to detail, is just brilliant on every glove. I would change the straps again. I find just the straps a little bit bulky for my liking, just a bit too wide, not even bulky I suppose is the word. But yeah, very good, very good gloves. I have a pair of the flat palm version 2, which were supposed to be negative cuts when I ordered them, but they sent me a flat palm pair, which I actually didn't even mind. It was nice to change. Definitely prefer the backhand on these ones. This material, just a bit too much of it there, really. It's not as flexible. Would prefer if they made the roll finger version, which has the kind of cutout here, like the Ben Foster kind of glove, in just a negative cut. I don't think there's a need to change the backhand on it, but the D30 material here, it is quite good, as is the Outlast material. You know, you do actually notice the difference. I was wearing a pair of these in warm-up, intending to wear them in a match. My hands are freezing. I know they're quite a lightweight glove. Put these on and they actually did warm up my hands considerably, in fairness. And moving on then, I have these pairs of Sells, which are quite annoying. Pro Direct for you. Ordered these in the new white and orange colorway, and they sent me these, so these probably shouldn't even be in the video, to be honest. They're going to be going back probably today, so yeah, that's a bit annoying. So I was looking forward to getting them. But yeah, overall, Sells, excellent gloves. Looking forward to getting the new colorway ones. But yeah, I actually got the 4 pairs of these and these on an Irish website for €14 each. So unbelievable deals, in fairness. They did me for quite a long time. Next, moving on to my Roush collection. Actually have another 4 pairs of these here, but I'm actually just after selling them. I was a bit underwhelmed by all Roush gloves this year. I got all these for free, so I couldn't complain too much. But just for the if I paid for them, the price that they were selling them at versus the performance was just not matching up whatsoever. You know, you kind of be mad. I think these maybe £80-90 when they first came out, and you consider like the gloves you can get for half that price. Like, you know, it doesn't make sense to buy them really. They do feel very good and stuff on, but the performance just wasn't there really to warrant paying it. They also ripped here. That's right. Don't know how well this is coming out now. There's a huge hole in them here in the finger, and I only wore these maybe 5 times. This neoprene material in the back here and the strap are very, very nice, but I'm just not overly sold on them, to be honest. I can't quite put my finger on it, but everything was decent, but nothing was amazing, which for the prices of the glove, I'd really want nearly everything to be amazing. Same with these. It's a bit of a wide glove for me, not the biggest fan of it, but as I wore them more, they did feel as though they got better, but I still have wanted more out of them, to be honest. And then I got 2 cheaper pairs here. Decent enough, and the thumb, if it was wrapped over here, would have made a big difference to this glove. It was a bit lightweight, but the X1 wet and dry palm was actually better, I thought, than the G2. I think the G2 was quite overrated. I also had these negative cut ones, which I preferred as well, to be fair. They just fit me better, to be honest, is really why I prefer them. They're a bit older range, can't quite remember them now. But yeah, not overly impressed by them. If you can get a good deal on them, I suppose they probably are worth it, but they do look amazing. In fairness, I really like the look, especially of this glove. I have a Rene Adler SMU of this in a negative cut, and the palm is slightly different, and they are amazing. They have a smooth latex backhand on them, one of the best gloves I've ever seen. So would like if they bring out some of their SMUs they make for their pro keepers. Next, moving on to my Ulsports, have a few of these. Really like Ulsport gloves, but a bit let down by some of them. I got these Absolute Grip negative rolls, quite good in fairness. Not the biggest fan of negative rolls, but they are decent. They're actually size 8. They're actually a size 8. And they fit me. I could potentially wear an 8.5, but I got them for €20, so I just went for them. Really like them. They're quite classic looking, so yeah, they're good. These Aquasofts then, they're a 9. They're very good. They're actually knackered now. I gave my brother playing AstroTurf a few times, but they fit massive is the only thing. I still wore them just because I really like them, and they are quite good in the wet, but they're a 9, and I probably could have went to an 8 like I did in these ones. But yeah, decent gloves, so would recommend them, to be fair. Got these Super Softs as well, just literally for training on AstroTurf. Grand in the dry, actually quite good in the dry, but in the wet they just offer nothing. So but I do like the gloves, like the fit of them and all. I got these Absolute Grip ones. I haven't actually worn them yet, but you kind of know what you're getting with Ulsport. Absolute Grip, it's my favourite latex from Ulsport. Bringing me on to my next gloves, I have 3 pairs of the Super Grips. I was actually briefly sponsored by Ulsport and was involved in the testing for the Super Grip palm, so quite a little bit of an insight here. These 2 here are the standard retail versions, this blue one and this one. This one on the furthest right that I'm just playing with now is the Pro Latex one. So I'll bring this in. Look at the difference here. Retail, Pro. No comparison in the performance. This glove here is the best glove I've ever worn. This is one of the worst, even though they're the same glove on the back end, exact same. I tested this thoroughly. I had maybe 20 pairs of them in different colorways and whiteouts, whatever. Absolutely loved them. Could not get any better. In the dry, the retail ones are absolutely superb. In the wet, they're absolutely terrible. In the wet, these are amazing, and in the dry, they're amazing. Why they don't put these out for retail, I just do not understand. Same with the yellow ones here. You can see the contrast in the black particles in the palm. I don't know if that's actually why these are better and these aren't. Is that just for show, or is this actually the blue part of the latex actually different? But there's no comparison in the gloves. they're just otherworldly different. Would not buy a pair of super grips from retail, just because the performance differs too much from wet to dry, which isn't great, especially living in Ireland where the weather could change in a heartbeat. So that's why I stick to absolute grips, just because I find it's far more consistent, even though the fit is amazing and everything on all the super grips here. I just don't trust this glove in the wet. I signed a contract with All Sports thinking I'd always be wearing this, and they supplied me with these, and I just couldn't trust it in any bit of moisture in the air, and there is just zero adhesiveness kind of on this glove. So yeah, not impressed with that now, to be honest. But this glove, if I could get my hands on more of these, a few German websites apparently have the pro issue ones and sell them at retail prices, is what some of my friends have been saying. So hopefully I might even chance getting that and returning them. But this here, it's just not the same at all. It's almost like there were mistakes in the factory, the differences in them. So yeah, basically that's all my collection that I've worn the 2017 season, apart from a few pairs of the Aqua Roush gloves there. So yeah, any questions, let me know. We'll probably be selling practically all of these, might keep a few of them for the collection. Considering doing a full collection video as well, I have about 250 pairs, give or take. So yeah, I might do that in the next few days if I can find the time to pull them all out. So any questions, comments, whatever, let me know. Thanks for watching.